Hello, my emerald dumpling. Air travel hitting new highs. Have you been to the airport? It's crazy. People are back. Mask fatigue, right there with it. But fortunately, some Republicans are doing something about it. There's a new lawsuit led by liberty-loving Kentucky Republican Congressman Thomas Massie. He claims the mandate is illegal because Congress did not approve it, and the CDC does not have the authority to impose it, especially for so long. Just 2 weeks to flatten the curve. So will the lawsuit be enough to get masks off planes? Here with me now, Congressman Thomas Massie. Welcome back to the show, Grum.
Hey, thanks for having me on, Kennedy.
I just flew back from London on Sunday, and being in a mask for 8 hours sucks. And all the airlines are like, our planes are so clean. We have HEPA filters and Clorox teams, and we'll bleach your face. And you still have to wear a mask, and some flight attendants are very unpleasant when you're taking sips of things. Your thoughts?
It's ridiculous, and look at the hypocrisy. If you saw the State of the Union, the room was packed with senators and congressmen who weren't wearing masks. And then this week, when Zelensky addressed Congress, we were all packed in there like sardines. No masks, no testing, no social distancing. So why is the government still doing this to people on airplanes? They do not have the authority. I'm sick of hearing them come on the intercom and say that federal law requires, because there's never been a federal law passed.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, and I want to raise my hand and tell the flight attendant, I'm sorry, I vote on these laws, and we haven't voted on that one. But we've gotten sick of it, and so Senator Rand Paul and 16 congressmen and I filed this lawsuit in federal court, and we're saying that the CDC lacks the authority under the statute they're citing. They're citing the same statute that the Supreme Court said did not give them the authority to do the eviction moratorium. So we think we've got a good case here, and even if the Supreme Court or the lower judge, we're hoping to get an injunction soon from a lower court, but even if they agree that this statute gives them that authority, then they would have to agree that the statute violates the non-delegation clause. We can't give that much lawmaking authority to the CDC, so we haven't.
And we can't have a Supreme Court that imposes Chevron deference that just allows these alphabet agencies to run our lives. British Airways and Virgin, they are two of the major airlines in the UK. They're getting rid of their mask mandates. You know, in London, we went around for 3 days and did not wear masks, and we had a great time. If people want to wear masks, if they're immunocompromised, if they have comorbidities, then that's fine. Protect yourself, get a good mask, and keep yourself safe. But for everyone else, especially little tiny kids who need to see faces and other people who don't want to get in fistfights on planes, it's time to end it. But why not just pass a law? Why not get a group of your friends together and some frustrated Democrats and pass a law instead of suing?
Well, because Biden would have to sign that law. And in fact, that did pass, though, in the Senate. The Congressional Review Act, which would strike this down, passed. And I think it was 8 or 9 senators, Democrats, went against Joe Biden. He has already threatened to veto that law. And that's another reason why we felt like we had to bring this lawsuit. Kennedy, I have a friend in Minnesota whose 2-year-old needed heart surgery in Boston. And they couldn't put the mask on this 2-year-old. The airline wouldn't give them an exemption. They drove 30 hours to Boston to get the heart surgery for their 2-year-old and 30 hours back. This mask mandate is unscientific, and it's cruel to children.
Yeah, I've seen some of these inhumane, it's like, that's an extreme circumstance. And shame on the airline, whoever they were going to fly with, that isn't going to offer an exemption. Because you know what? Corporations can still stand up. They can still have their humanity. In fact, a group of pilots are suing so they don't have to be masked up on these long flights, because it's compromising their performance and their safety as well. So what is it going to take? You think an injunction from a lower court will be enough, or is it going to have to make its way all the way to the mighty Supreme Court?
I think we're going to get an injunction, a national injunction at the lower courts. There's multiple lawsuits. I think ours has got the most visibility, but the pilots you mentioned from JetBlue are suing over this. Ken Paxton and the Texans are suing over this. And I hear that there's a lawsuit about to be filed in the great state of Florida. One of us is going to win this lawsuit and stop these mask mandates, because the CDC isn't going to do it willingly.
So what's better? Texas, Florida, or the Commonwealth of Kentucky?
We actually got a good judge, a Federalist judge, just by random luck in Kentucky. And so we think we've got a good chance. They act at their own pace. And so, you know, a judge could wait 6 months or a judge could rule in 6 days. So I think we've got a good chance at the venue in Kentucky. And I think we'll get a federal injunction and stop this. And the people can go breathe freely.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, keep us posted. Good luck with that. And keep fighting the good fight for freedom. Thank you, Congressman Massie.
Thanks, Kennedy.